loving podcast where we are bringing you back to the basics.
We explore sustainable living and holistic health and strive for progress, not perfection.
So please join us on a wellness journey and feel empowered to make positive changes in your life. So today we're going to talk about making your home a little bit more low tox.
The reason why we're even concerned about this is because studies have determined that these products contain things like heavy metals, toxins, and hormone disruptors that may not immediately cause harm, but with constant use over time can lead to chronic inflammation, disease, cancer, infertility. The list seriously goes on and on. There's a lot of scientific data about this online and companies dedicated to identifying the chemicals and products that cause issues like the Yucca app and EWG.
So don't freak out. We're not going to go a little we're not going to go too crazy here. We're just going to take things one step at a time. So we're going to be talking about things you can do in your beauty routine, beauty and bath, and your hygiene. We are going to talk about cleaning products in your kitchen and items in your kitchen that could have some hidden dangers and things like that. So please stick with us, and we hope that you learn a little bit and maybe make one or two changes in your home.
Right. And we don't want you to get overwhelmed. This can be a long journey, a process. Don't try to go out and change everything in your house all at one time. Just as things run out in your house, you run out of toothpaste, change it out with a cleaner version, and with everything else, just take your time and don't stress, because we want this to stick. We don't want you to just give up, throw in the towel, and say, screw this.
Yeah, and it's not like you
you
go
know?
in and just start chunking everything you own. Obviously, that's not sustainable. You will spend an absolute fortune trying to replace every little thing and go crazy in the process. So we did
Yeah.
not start off I didn't start off replacing every single thing. I think I really started because I was trying to get pregnant and I was having issues. And a lady that I worked with, she also kind of had some issues, and she was on to the revolution of bad, ingredients, especially in body care. And so that's really where I started, was body care and cleaning products.
Same. Yeah. Nick, my husband, he has hypothyroidism, and that's what kind of got me on the journey of starting to change out things in my house. And yeah, it took some time. I mean, I kind of did try to do everything all at once.
Of
Not
course you
everything, but
did.
a lot. But I am like that. I definitely did get overwhelmed and stressed out. And I think many people would have thrown in the towel if they tried to do that. So I do not recommend it.
Yeah,
But
you cannot get crazy on that stuff. There's so much planning that goes into all that stuff. I mean, you could really go in a rabbit hole on any single thing. So this stuff is kind of
yeah.
your basic things.
Yeah. And I'm 2 years into this, and I'm just now getting to a point to where most things are, swapped out. I mean, I still have things left, obviously, but as much as I tried to do it all at once, there was still so much, it's just impossible.
And I'm I just counted on my fingers because I'm bad at that. But I'm actually 6 years into this journey. So that's
Nice.
probably why I kind of go off on a tangent on way crazy stuff that you're wait, what are you talking about now?
Yeah, especially when it comes to household things and all, because I guess I focused a lot more on food.
Hmm.
And I just touched the basics of the house and hygiene things. You're definitely more knowledgeable in that area for sure.
Yeah, my background,
But
before, I'm a mortgage lender now, but before that, I worked in environmental for a long time. So I kind of have that environmental chemical type background too. So I think that kind of makes me think of things a little bit differently sometimes.
yeah. Also, I really want people to understand that when you're switching to all natural products, you really need to go into it with no expectations. If you're going into it expecting everything to work exactly like its chemical toxic counterpart, you're just going to set yourself up for disappointment. Nick was like that so bad. Everything I got, he was like, this doesn't work good. It's not as good as the other one. So the truth is some of them don't work good. You have to find good brands, which we're gonna, suggest some good brands, but a lot of them do work. They work good enough. They're doing the job, and that's all that really matters. A lot of
Hmm.
these chemical products, they work more than they need to. You know what I mean? Not everything needs to have like these potent um fragrances and
Oh my God.
all
I
this.
and
Yeah,
like
like
once you might like be addicted to those fragrances and stuff now, but
yeah.
after a while of not having them, like they like literally will make you sick. So
Yes, like I used to love all those smells.
oh,
I
Bath and Body
loved all
Works
of it.
back in the day. What was it?
Yeah.
What was the cucumber melon and all those
Yeah.
smells?
Definitely.
Raspberry.
Now when I smell cologne and perfume and like or like the really the houses with all of the,
Oh,
wall
like
plugins and
Febreze
stuff, my dad
plugins and
likes that
stuff.
now. Yeah, it's like, oh, too much and it sticks to you. I leave and I smell like that really strong, like which
Hmm.
says a lot, like shows you how much that's actually on you.
Yeah, it's like like penetrating your being.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like with like deodorant and stuff, like I mean, I've been trying to use different deodorants forever, and
Yeah.
I'm still like learning my armpits. Like they just don't like stuff. Like they don't like baking soda. Like they don't
Mine
like being.
either.
I was telling my aunt, I was like, they don't like being shaved anymore. I'm gonna be one of those women with like big hairy
You
armpits
can
and
dye
stinky
it.
too. I'm okay.
they used to, yeah, I used to know this chick that dyed it blue.
Oh, okay. Well,
Her armpit hair.
different strokes for different folks, but I think
That's right.
maybe not me.
Yeah, me either.
That's an interesting perspective. I appreciate that and
Right?
move on. Yeah, so it's definitely not going to be exactly the same, but you just have to be open to new things and be patient and not just, like throw it out because, you just instantly have an idea about how it's supposed to be. So just open your
Right.
mind to new experiences. And then if you try the product and you use it all the way and you're like, I just don't like this, then, you move on, you research more and find something that maybe would work a little bit better. But
Right. And they
you,
have all these groups on Facebook of, crunchy moms and stuff. Like you'll find something that works. Don't just give up.
yeah,
But in the in the same perspective, like also don't get carried away trying all the newest, latest, greatest clean products because then you're just going to spend a fortune thinking that you need all this crap and you don't, right?
yeah, and like a lot of that stuff, it's like people call it clean because I mean, clean is like the newest like greenwashed kind of thing where it like everybody says it's clean and it makes it seem like it is, but just because they say it like does not mean that it's true. Like you can't just go by the
Yes.
fact that it says that on the label because there's a lot of things. I mean, I'm like a big proponent of the Yucca app. It's like Yuka, and you can like scan stuff in the store as you're like kind of walking through the store and kind of see if it says like, oh, this ingredient might be bad, and it tells you the reasons why. Like, is it bad because it's like a cancer bad, or is it bad because of like endocrine disruptor? So you kind of get an idea and you kind of start to like train your brain on like what to look for. But there's so many chemicals and everything, even in natural products, like the way it's worded, it is still like a chemical formula because everything is chemicals in our world. Everything's made of stuff from the periodic table. So a lot of it has kind of weird names anyway. So it's easy kind of to
Yeah,
use an app sometimes.
definitely. But that's really helpful that they have those apps.
Yeah, because like I mean, I shop at Whole Foods mostly, but I mean, not everything at Whole Foods is clean. Like it just is not. Like you can't just trust that because it comes from Whole Foods or because it says clean that it necessarily is.
And just because they have a clean product for every purpose doesn't mean you need that. Like they will have like the clean version for glass cleaner, the clean all-purpose cleaner, or the green version of all of these things. Like you don't need all of that. You can keep it simple. This doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a million different products. Like for cleaning, I literally just use like vinegar, baking soda, rubbing alcohol,
Hmm.
Castile soap, like you find what you absolutely need and realize that it can be simple. You don't have to have all of these products.
Yeah, I feel like probably the biggest thing is like with like beauty and like hygiene and all that stuff. Like there are kind of a lot of products that we use as humans, like from day to day. You have like a lot of different things that you put on your body. And, I know Rachel and I were talking about like our body is our biggest organ and it's going to absorb everything you put in it. And so you have to be really careful of protecting your skin and like your major source of absorption in your body because eating stuff
Yeah.
is a big absorption, smelling, but your skin, I mean, it's huge, you know. So, and there's so many things
And
that we put on it.
I don't think a lot of people understand that when you put stuff on your skin, it is going into your body. Like your body is taking it in. It's now in your body, just like as if you would have eaten it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's your biggest organ, and it is definitely absorbing things. So you
I
definitely have to be careful what you're putting in once you it.
Absolutely. So I guess in starting from the top, you know, putting on it like hair care, shampoo, conditioner, and things like that. So I have kind of dabbled in many things. I still dye my hair. I have not found like a great solution. Of course, I haven't really gone down that rabbit hole yet anyway, but I probably will try to find some kind of clean, um, better chemical solution for like dyeing my hair, my roots, my pitiful roots. Um, but
But that's okay, right?
yeah, I mean, it is okay. I'm not ready to go gray just yet, but maybe in, I don't know, I don't know how many years,
We
but
don't have to be, yeah, we don't have to be crunchy about every single thing. You know what I mean? Like, as long as we're just doing as good as we can, as better, you know. But yeah, like we don't have to want to look old yet. Like we don't have to
yeah.
embrace being gray yet. Like that's okay.
Yeah, and also like, you know, when you do your roots, it's like once every couple months or whatever. So it's like not that horrible thing. I mean, something like you put on your skin every single day is definitely a bigger
Right.
problem than something that you do like every so often. So, I mean, but I just got into like bar soaps and conditioners. Have you like messed around with that yet?
Yeah, so for hair care, I use Real Casa Organics bar shampoo and conditioner. I love it. Like this is a clean product that I would use even if I wasn't trying to be clean. Like it, I have never found a shampoo that worked that good in my hair and the conditioner. Like I just love the way it makes my hair feel. It feels really
Mm-hmm.
nice and healthy and smooth. Like I
I've never even
really,
heard
really
of
enjoy it. It
Rocasa.
actually, Real Casa Organics, yeah. And it it goes a long way. Like it's not very expensive. Like the shampoo is 20, the conditioner is 20. The conditioner, I haven't even bought a second one yet. I've gone through probably like at least 4 or 5 of the
Mm-hmm.
shampoo, but the conditioner has lasted so long. So I find it pretty affordable. I mean, most people spend a good bit on shampoo and conditioner anyway.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
do you use?
I dabble in so many different things. I mean, I still use some salon stuff in my hair from time to time. But I had some kind of rice bar shampoo or something. But I was looking at new ones, like I was looking at Kitsch. They have a bar shampoo. I haven't really looked at the ingredients yet, but I have this bad habit that I buy new shampoo and conditioner before I've even used the one I have. And then, of course, I don't want to like wait to finish the other one. Now I want to use the new one. And then I never quite get back to that. So I have these like half or, you know, 3/4 empty tubs of everything and trying to get better about that. Just buy it when you need it.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. If like budget is a something that you have to worry about. Like, just remember, we don't need to have like a million different hair care products and all these things. Like, I just use shampoo and conditioner, like, and I just use soap to bathe with. Like, that's all you're gonna see in my shower. You're not gonna see a ton of things. You're just gonna see shampoo, conditioner, and body wash or like a bar soap.
so I do have a lot of different hair care stuff that I do use. I mean, I use dry shampoo because I like wash my hair once a week, and I know some people probably think that might be disgusting, but like my hair really doesn't even get
No,
oily till the end of the week anyway.
yeah,
And I just like am one to think that like humans like we just like prioritize like over washing ourselves maybe.
definitely.
Um, so
I
I
agree.
do that, but so I use dry shampoo and I get the stuff from Trader Joe's that I think is pretty clean, but I could be wrong. But it's just like a powder. It's not like an aerosol spray because those aerosol sprays, like they've had recalls on some of the like popular ones, like I think Batiste and stuff, that they actually had benzene in the aerosol. So you have to be like careful
Wow.
with that aerosol stuff.
Another cheap option. So I think Heather's like so good. She knows like all the good brands, like the good crunchy clean brands. But and I'm like Mrs. Cheapo over here. So like if you want to know like a cheap easy way to do dry shampoo is I'm not it's been so long that I made it, but I want to say it was mainly just water and arrowroot powder. And
Oh,
some
really?
people probably just put arrowroot powder straight on there, but I feel like that would probably be like a lot of powder in your hair or you'd see it. But yeah, like arrowroot powder and water. And then at first it wasn't dissolving. So Nick was like, put some rubbing alcohol in it to make it like mix. And I
Yeah.
have to shake it up before each use, but it works. And I just have it in like a squirt bottle and it works. So that's a good cheap option.
I think I've heard you can use
And
like
that's
cornstarch
clean.
in a pinch.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of people doing that
Yeah.
for sure.
I think I'll skip that. So like I recently, like moving on through the body, I recently got into like bar soaps and got some like smelly, like good smelling almond, like natural goat bar soap recently. But before that, I've been like a wash person like forever. So I don't know, you were telling me like something, is there some reason why soap might not be a good idea? Because maybe I need to change my viewpoint.
Well, so I love bar soap, and we were using Dr. Squatch, which is like they're marketed towards men, but
Dr.
like
Squatch.
Nick and I, Dr. Squatch, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Dr. Squatch. If it's not,
That sounds
like
crazy.
Sasquatch,
Yeah.
yeah, like Sasquatch. Yeah, it's definitely marketed towards men, but like Nick and I will do that. Like I'll use men's deodorant and soap, so
Yeah,
whatever we
yeah.
like, you know. But it was good. It was clean. I'm pretty sure it was clean, and it smelled great. But my drains were starting to get clogged, and like you could see like a like a
The like
film or
pink,
crud like building
like the
up in the
pink crud
drain. And
stuff.
yeah, and like we were even having to use like chemical stuff to put down the drain trying to, and that wasn't even working. Finally I started, because a smell was coming out too, and so we started putting boiling water down because I was looking at natural ways to do it. And I think you could also put baking soda and then boiling water. Anyway, after a few times of doing that and discontinuing bar soap, I don't have that issue anymore. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that was the cause. So I swapped over to just doing Castile soap. I buy a gallon of it, the Dr. Bronner's one I got. But
Hmm.
I think there are better ones, right? Weren't you saying about
Yeah.
like them having
Dr.
palm
Bronner's has
oil?
like palm oil in it, which palm oil is not a good like product to have in general, but also it's like environmentally, it's really, really bad for the environment too.
Yeah.
But
So
I
they do have
find
another brand
they have tons of stuff. Yeah. I mean, you
that
could just
doesn't
like,
have the palm oil.
yeah, it's just very basic. But I find with Castile soap, when I've tried to use it to make like hand soap and stuff, like foaming hand soap specifically, that it's like dries my hands out so bad.
Yeah. It is kind of drying. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess you just have to be like, so that's like the thing, like the expectations, right? Like we go into it
Hmm.
expecting it to be as well. So it depends on how much you care, you know, like if you really you you need an affordable option
Yeah.
and you really
And
want to
everybody's
have a clean
skin is
option.
different. Like my skin's just super sensitive. So like I have to be
Yeah.
careful what soaps I use on my hands specifically, or else I'll like have like these like rough man hands that I like can't
Or
stand.
yeah, or
They
you
feel
just have to
like
be diligent.
sandpaper.
Yeah. Well, you just have to be diligent about using some lotion, you know, because like I
Yeah.
get dried out really easily and I'm like, well, you know, I'm not using lotion. And then I start using lotion and I'm like, oh, now my hands are like super soft. And I'm like,
Hmm.
wow, like this is so nice. Like I'm just not, you know, I don't use the lotion like I should. But, you know, it's
Yeah.
just things like that. You know, you might have to use the soap and then just make sure you put lotion on every day.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it's just
like
what your priorities are.
and then I'll like, I also like to use like 365 brand body wash and stuff, but I would recommend like just checking out the Yuck app and scanning your stuff and see. But like I can tell you, like I know for a fact, like those commercial like Johnson and Johnson, Doves,
Oh,
like all that stuff is definitely like got stuff you don't want to be having on your skin, like for sure.
and they're like marketing clean products now, right? Like saying that they're clean and stuff.
Yeah, and like some stuff on, I mean, okay, so for the most part, it's really bad, but there are sometimes, like, I think I've scanned the Dove sensitive deodorant, like zero, I think it's called Dove Zero, I want to say. And it actually is pretty clean. Like, so there
Okay.
are times, and that's really why I really am a big proponent of that Yucca app because like just scan it and see what it says. And some stuff you might say I'm okay with that, like if you're not really big into
Yeah.
like immune like endocrine disruptors right now and you're mostly just worried about like stuff that might cause cancer, then it definitely like differentiates that for you so you could focus on what you want to focus on. But I'm
Okay.
like really weird about what I like. Don't do any fragrance. I mean, I'm just getting around to essential oils, to be honest. Like I've been
Yeah.
completely fragrance free for a long time.
Yeah. Essential oils is like the only fragrance I'll do in my house.
Yeah, so I was just I mean, speaking of lotion, I usually use some stuff from a Whole Foods. I just scan, I don't know. I'm like not really big into like any big lotion right now. I got some goat's lotion from a lady who sells it up by the cabin that we have, and I like found out what the ingredients are, and those weren't clean either. So it's like I like really like goat's like lotion stuff, and I like this goat soap too. But I just haven't found like anything I love yet, except for face
Yeah.
lotion. I do have that, but what do you use on your body?
Face lotion is something that I haven't. I've just used aloe vera because I haven't found anything. My skin on my face is so messed up that I feel like everything clogs my pores. So that I just use aloe vera for that. And on my body, I've been making this lotion. I found this recipe on Pinterest. It's like shea butter, coconut oil, beeswax, and jojoba oil.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's like pretty oily when you put it on. I know a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah,
So I put it on at night or after a shower, and I embrace the oil. Like that's another thing. Like you gotta have different expectations. You put it on at night, you don't have to worry about looking greasy. It'll absorb eventually, but it makes my skin super soft and nice. Like it just feels so good. I love what it does to my skin. It feels good. It feels healthy and just good, you know? And
yeah.
I can probably maybe we can put it in the show notes, the little recipe or whatever, or a link to it. But it's nice. That's what I use.
Yeah, I tried to make my own. I got beeswax and all the ingredients and stuff, and I couldn't get past that feeling. Like sometimes I'm fine with it, but I just like want a creamy lotion. I don't know what to say. Like it's just I'm
I
having a
know a
hard
lot of
time
people
get
are
moving
like
past
that.
that. So I don't know. I was gonna look at some more recipes and see if there might be something like I think I should be able to make it creamy. Like there has got to be a way. And I was asking a friend of mine
I
who works in like a chemistry lab like for making like beauty products, and I was like
really,
asking her about it, but I just need to like maybe pick her brain a little bit more. I mean, maybe she can't really say too much, and I'm not saying that she will, but maybe she will.
I would love to know. Like I kept looking up. So when the recipe I chose off of Pinterest was advertised as not oily, not oily. I had tried a few, and they were all oily. So or greasy. They were like,
Yeah,
"Oh, it doesn't feel greasy," but it did feel greasy. I'm good at getting past expectations. Like that's not
yeah,
an issue for
you're
me.
better at that
But
than me.
like, yeah, but most people aren't. Nick isn't, and but you know what he uses? Just coconut oil. Like not on
Oh,
his
really?
body, but yeah, he uses it on his
I
hands,
just
and it
had
works
a
great.
really funny visual of Nick just like slathering coconut oil over his body and slinking around.
Now I
Not
see
like
it.
that.
He's gonna appreciate that one.
Shout out, Nick. Just saying.
Yeah, but you know what? That coconut oil keeps his hands nice and smooth. I mean,
Yeah.
he has very like man hands for real, and they're really rough. But the coconut oil really does the trick, and it absorbs quicker into your skin than a lot of other oily things. I find,
Yeah,
and
it
I use
does for
it
sure.
sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe if you, I don't know, I'm going to look into it, but I'm not going to get into what I'm thinking here for my recipe. If I ever perfect a recipe, I'll make sure to post it. But
Definitely.
so yeah, I really haven't found anything I love. But for face stuff, I do love a couple things. And you know who's good for face is Target. They actually have really
Mm.
embraced this clean, like actual clean branding more so than any other, commercial store that I found. I mean, kind of like a Whole Foods would. But they have a lot of cool brands, a lot of cool packaging available. Like Boots is one that I found there that I really like, but it comes in these like tiny little bottles that are like almost travel size, which is annoying. I found one recently called Bioma at Target that I really liked, and good molecules is one too. So that's like an area, but like I don't know, I was kind of interested in what you said about aloe vera. I might like try that and see how it feels.
Yeah, and like it's really nice on your face. Like it's not oily. That's some. So I said I'm okay with feeling oily, but not on my face,
That's the
especially
only
with like
place.
I have like issues with blackheads and clogged pores. So I do not want anything oily on my face. And every lotion, even if the lotion doesn't feel oily, I feel like it still clogs my pores. So yeah, and what sucks is my aloe died in the frost not
Oh
that long
no.
ago. So now I need to get some more. But
I think
yeah,
I have
so
some.
you cut it, and you do need to know that when you cut it, you have to let it drain this like orangey yellow liquid. It's not a lot, but it drains. That's like a latex, and it can be irritating to your skin. So you let that drain
Oh.
out, and then you fillet it, the skin off on one
Fillet.
side. Yes. That's how I imagine. Like, I don't know.
That's
I
funny.
fillet it. I feel like
That's a
that's
new
something my
one.
dad would say. And then like actually you cut each edge and then you fillet the top. And then and then you
Then
take a
you put some
spoon and you
Tony
just scoop
Chachere's
it.
on it.
Yeah. But like I put it in a jar, and then I have a bunch of those little honeycomb things
Hmm.
for buying honey, and then I just smash it all up and I keep it in the fridge until it starts to smell off. And I just I'll get a new honeycomb because I have a million of those, and I use
Hmm.
that to rub it on my face. And
Well, and I'm sure
like
you
that
could
way I'm not.
add, you could probably add like other ingredients to it as well and make it like a gel moisturizer, I bet. And like add some other
I'm
stuff that
sure,
like could
yeah.
be good for your face. Like I'm drawing a blank here on what the good stuff is, but
Well, the
I
only
bet that
thing
could
with
be a
aloe
cool
though is
base.
it doesn't have a
Shelf
long
life.
shelf life. So if you're gonna go through a lot of trouble of making something with it, you would probably want to buy one that does have a safe preservative in it, rather
Hmm.
than harvesting it right out of
Or
the
just
garden
like
because it's
if
gonna
it's
go
like a
bad quick.
oil, like you could just put like a couple drops of the oil in it or whatever, just
Oh
make a small,
yeah,
tiny batch. How long
yeah,
does it last in the fridge?
probably about a week or
Oh, a week.
maybe longer.
That's
Yeah.
decent.
I'm careful not to like touch my skin with it and then put my hand back in. I
Yeah.
try not to introduce bacteria.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that's interesting. I'll have to. So I like have this vera plant I've had for a very long time, and I just like pulled it out of the pot because I was like, I don't even care if this thing lives or dies anymore because I don't know why, but I just like found it under a bunch of leaves and it's like still alive. I don't know how it does this. It's just like a bare plant that was like shoved under a bunch of leaves. So
yeah,
I'll
aloe is so
resuscitate
easy
it.
to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in the same vein of like lotion for your face, I mean, I don't use a ton of makeup. Maybe I do. I have like a lot of different items, but like what kind of stuff? I guess you're pretty simple, right? Makeup
Yeah,
wise.
very simple. So I'm sure there are some women out there who like know a lot more about crunchy makeup, but I recently started using Tubes and Co organics, and they're clean, and I really like the quality of it. They have like a mineral powder cuz I don't like a thick foundation on my face like I said with my skin and everything. I don't like anything thick on my face, and I
Hmm.
like just a simple natural look. So I got the powder, the mineral powder, a blush, a highlighter, and mascara. The mascara works really good. I feel like everybody really like cares about having a good mascara, right?
Hmm.
And yeah, like the quality is just really nice.
I'm gonna have to check that
I
out
think they're
next
a
time
great
because
company.
I'm not really like committed to anything. I was using Thrive Cosmetics, but I think that's like another company that's like really greenwashed and probably isn't as good as what I had in my head. They have a
Yeah,
really
and
good
Tubes and
mascara
Co.
though.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Tubes and Co is like more of a like small business and like
Okay.
more like into
Is
the
it
homesteading
local?
world. No, it's not local. I don't know. I think she might be in Alabama, but I
Oh,
could
okay.
be
Well, that's
wrong.
cool.
But yeah, like they're definitely small business. It's like one lady who started it, and she's like into the whole like I think they started off with a tallow balm and then just ventured off into makeup, something
Interesting.
like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
use like I said, Thrive for face, and then I did find this company from Target again called Well People. That has pretty decent stuff. I have like a couple of different things that I've tried from them. Mascara, not great because it like falls all over your eyes like after like midday or whatever, which I like don't like that. But also, I'm
Yeah.
not going to use a waterproof mascara because that stuff has like really bad. I think it's like PFAS, like PFAS in it.
Huh.
Yeah, like you can't use waterproof makeup. It's so bad for you, apparently. But I would probably like if I was gonna, I would search Target, but then I'm interested in trying the tubes. and seeing what that's
You
like. I've
should.
seen Whole Foods has a big makeup selection. I don't think I've ever really tried anything.
Yeah. I know they have another brand that's called Crunchy. I haven't tried it, but I've heard of it. So that could be something that people might want to look into as well.
Oh yeah, we kind of talked about makeup or not makeup. We talked about body wash, but what do you use for your face? Do you just use the same thing for your body for your face?
To wash my face? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I actually had this bar soap that I used just for my face because I didn't want to use bar soap in the shower too much because of my drain. But
Mm-hmm.
this is another small business, I believe. I found it just like through Facebook called Solar Holistics, and it's a turmeric and shea butter. It's a bar soap made out of all it has is turmeric, shea butter, and lemon essential oil in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Like it's
Really?
supposed to be like good for getting rid of like dark spots, acne, blackheads, and like just being soothing to the skin, bumps and stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
love the way it makes my skin feel. I did start recently just using that on my body in the shower.
You
We're
couldn't
gonna
get
see how it
enough.
goes with the drain.
The
Yeah,
drain be damned.
yeah.
I've been using Pacifica, like the face wash. They sell it like Target and Whole Foods, and I've really liked it so far. And I think Pacifica is generally pretty clean, but not all of it. Because I do scan in the Yuck app and see some stuff isn't great, but I really like their face wash. But
Is it like a bar?
no, it's like a it's like a gel, like a
Oh, okay.
tube. So yeah, I mean, I have the bar for the body, but I haven't really tried using it on the face. My face also gets really dry, so I have to be careful of what I put on it, or else I'll like have like a dry spot. In fact, I have a dry spot like right here all of a sudden. I wonder what I did to myself. I must have put something on my eyelids. So I kind of touched on it earlier, talking about deodorant. So what do you
Oh.
use, or are you a big stinky mess? I have a feeling maybe you might be a stinker.
Yeah, I mean, I was for a while trying to figure this deodorant out. I'm sorry. um, but yeah, like, so I started off with trying to make my own deodorant, which actually this deodorant worked really well. Like, it worked great. I was so excited. I was like, wow, like my first try, and it worked. Like me and Nick used it, and but then a week later, we got this terrible rash that hurt so bad, and it didn't go away easily. It was from the baking soda in it.
Yeah,
So
man,
yeah,
baking
baking
soda
soda
is
works
so
really great.
irritating.
Yeah, it works really great at controlling odor, but it's
Like
irritating
armpits.
for
I mean, and
most
I think
people.
some people like don't get irritated, but I know Mike and I both got really irritated by
Yeah,
baking soda products.
I
And
think
you're right, that's like the best like option. I mean, like the most effective. If you're trying to go from like secret, that's going to be like your next best thing. But unfortunately, the pits don't lie. And mine
yeah.
were like red and like welted, not happy.
Yeah, and then so I was like, well, let me just try coconut oil, which it like kind of works, but if you like really start sweating or you get anxious and you start sweating, like no, and it's not gonna cover that up. But so then we started using Dr. Squatch, the bar soap I was talking about. They have a
Yeah.
deodorant, and that's what we've been using since. It works, but
What's
it's a
the
charcoal
replacement?
one,
Oh, okay.
huh?
It's charcoal.
Oh, yeah, and it stains some of our shirts, like Nick's work shirts. That's like these orange dry fit type of material,
Hmm.
and he has to get new ones every now and then because it's like dark spots, and I can't. I don't know if it's because I'm using all natural laundry detergent that is not getting it out, but I used
Well,
a
that's what I
regular.
find is like I struggle with white shirts because of I'm not using that like deodorant, like real deodorant. So like my shirts get stained like really easy, and like that never remember that ever happening before, I started
Yeah,
messing
and
around with it.
it's all about lifestyle change. So it's like if you really want to make this change, you might just have to like get dark colored shirts or like
Yeah.
work around it.
Well, I feel like so what I do is I just got on this train of trying spray magnesium. It's just like it's by like now whatever, and they have a spray magnesium, and magnesium is supposed to be like a like I guess antiperspirant. No, not an antiperspirant. I think just a deodorant. I don't think it makes you stop sweating. And I think it's okay. I mean, I well, let's see. Maybe it's not okay. Wait, no, I didn't put it on today. See, that's the bad thing is I'm not consistent. Like if I
Me
did
either.
it every day and like kept up with it, it probably would work better. But I think I put it on yesterday and I haven't even put it on today. So yeah, I'm kind of stinky. I'm a
I
stinky
know,
girl.
same here. Like, yeah, like if I'm not leaving the house, I'm probably not going to put any on. And
Yeah.
then it's like, you're not being consistent enough to really know like if it's working effectively or not.
I'm gonna have to
Um,
like commit to like an actual trial of it because if it does work, I mean, magnesium's like so good for you. Like it's
it
just like
is
all
on the
around
skin. I've heard
beneficial.
great things.
Yeah. So, but it
Yeah,
does like burn when you start using it, which is kind of crazy because I like
really?
Googled it. I'm like, how, like my armpits, and they're so sensitive. And it's like actually this weird response because it means that your body's deficient in magnesium because I don't know, it's like some crazy article I read. I'll have to find it and like link it in case anybody's interested. But like your body's like opening up its pores to it or some craziness and it like hurts. But then once
Well,
you
most
keep
Americans,
using it, it like stops doing that because you have more magnesium in your like body.
I mean, it makes sense. Most Americans are deficient in magnesium, like severely deficient. So
Yeah,
maybe.
magnesium's probably like my number one. Like we talk about supplements, and I take a lot of supplements, sadly. Um, and but magnesium's one of those ones like I'll just always take it.
I know I have to drink a ton of water, taking a bunch of magnesium at night, and then I have to pee first thing in the morning.
Oh my God.
Like
So
bad.
I know I like that. I think that like I started waking up at 4 a.m. recently, and it's because I just have to go pee, and like my body's like, all right, you're awake now. Like you did it to yourself because I drank way too much water at night.
Oh, and
Just
chapstick.
Oh yeah,
I
we didn't
wanted
talk
to
about
say that.
chapstick. I mean, that's huge. I use that like all the time. Like I have it over right over here. Here we
Yeah.
go.
So I felt so silly because for the longest time I thought Burt's Beeswax was good, which I mean wasn't it at some point? But they've been bought out by Clorox.
Oh really?
Um,
Oh my God.
yeah. Which
Oh, that's
honestly, I
another
still,
thing. You have to be careful because companies buy out
yeah,
companies all the time, and what you think is clean one day could be not clean the next.
yeah. I mean, I'm still using them right now, but I plan to get to make my own because it's so simple. Like you said,
Oh,
like
it's
it's just
so easy.
beeswax, coconut oil, and what?
Well,
Um,
I went to like a workshop at my friend Misty's farm and in Folsom and like it was like about bees and at the end they taught us how to make a easy like beeswax lip balm and I think it's just like beeswax and some coconut oil and oh man, I feel like there's a third thing. Oh, shea butter. That was
peppermint.
it. No, shea
Oh,
butter. So just those,
okay.
I mean, and of course you can add essential oils if you want to, or whatever, but it's like super easy. And then I bought beeswax and made some of my own here. And you can buy the little plastic tubes from Amazon and like make your own, like just make a couple or whatever. Or you can just like
Yeah,
recycle some. Like I use this Dr. Bronner's chapstick, and then you can easily just like take the packaging off and clean it really good. Like probably even like on some hot water with vinegar and or alcohol or whatever and sterilize it and then reuse them. You just kind of collect them.
yeah. That would be
So
even
it's
better.
so
Less
easy.
plastic waste. And
Yeah,
like
for
that's so
sure.
much cheaper because buying chapstick can get like it's pretty
It's crazy.
expensive
Like
when
I
you
think
can
that
make it for
stuff is like $4 or something, maybe
yeah,
three.
and you can make it for so cheap and
Yeah,
it'll
but you
work
have to be
really
careful.
well.
If you do buy some of those, you can get tempted to buy like the cardboard, like where like the nice cardboard
Oh, I
chapsticks.
almost did that and then you told me
But
not to.
yeah, because the coconut oil will just make it all oily and disgusting.
Yeah.
So you do like
But
you kind of do have to like research this stuff. Sometimes the way you thinking like might not be the best, but I think
right,
it's
right.
definitely better to like experiment. And you know what's funny is like you and I when we were little, we used to like experiment like this all the time. If you think about it, we used to make perfume. Like one year I got a bunch of like Jean Nate, like body I don't know what it was, like cologne or something. Like imagine how bad that must have
What
been.
are you talking
And
about the
we
time we made perfume?
Yes, we made perfume. Like one night we like stayed up like all night long and we like made perfume that we proceeded to sell on the road like a lemonade stand.
That's the funniest part. People stopped and they were like, "Oh, are you selling lemonade?" And we're like, "No, perfume." And we're like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, maybe I'll pass on that. So we were
We
like
were so
always like running experiments on like making body products when we were young. That's kind of funny. We've come full
that is so
circle.
funny.
I remember we
Yeah, I
made, do you
didn't think
remember what
about
it was
it like
called?
that.
Our fragrance?
Banana boat
Banana boat.
something. Yeah. I'm surprised you remember that.
Oh, come
The
on.
banana boat part.
Oh, yeah. That was so funny. But yeah, we were always like making something, making messes, like just like thinking of new, like creative things back in the day.
Yeah,
So,
definitely creative.
but yeah, like I use that's one thing. Like I'm a persnickety about like a lot of things like facial care and body washes and hand soap. I really am. But the beeswax, like that very simple 3 ingredient chapstick, I've been using it for a long time. My lips feel amazing. They don't get really horrible chapped out. Like it really works and I really do like it. And I think it's just as good as like a commercial brand. So
A lot of times the most simple things work the best when you're doing this all natural thing.
All right, guys, that was a lot of great information. I hope you guys are still with us. So, initially, Rachel and I planned that this would be one episode where we would delve into um, beauty and bath and hygiene, and then go into laundry and other household cleaners, and then wrap up with kitchen and things like that. But obviously, we talk so much and cannot get all of that in one episode. So, this is going to be a 3-part series. This is the first part. Next week, we will get into household cleaners and things like that. So, come join us again next week. We have had a great time, and please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Bye, guys.